named Revati, Kannam, the daughter of Kakudmi, Sayam, his own, Adaya, taking, Bibum, before Lord Brahma, Gataha, he went, Putraya, of his daughter, Baram, a husband, Pariprishtum, to inquire about Brahmalokam, Brahmaloka, Apabritam, transcendental to the three qualities. Translation and preferred by His Divine Grace, His Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Taking his own daughter Revati, Kakudmi went to Lord Brahma in Brahmaloka, which is transcendental to the three modes of material nature, and inquired about a husband for her. Perfect. It appears that Brahmaloka, the abode of Lord Brahma, is also transcendental above the three modes of material nature, apabritam. So it's one line. Perfect. Om Agganatimirandascha Genanjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namayam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunnavadi Paschattu Deshatarine Krishna Karuna Shunda Dina Bandhu Jagatapate Gopati Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mahavadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaurata Ishe Namo Namaha Nityananda Namaste Pramananda Pradayane Kalakalmashanasha Jannavabate Namo Namaha Vanchakalpataru Kripa Sindhubhai Vacha Patitanam Pavanabha Vishnavabha Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome dear devotees. So, as we are continuing this chapter, the marriage of Sukarna and Chaban Muni, we know there are many things to learn from this chapter, and it's also very sensitive because if anyone don't read or listen this chapter under the proper guidance or authority, then it may be something negative for him or her. And Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Thank you so much. And also these sensitive topics are being covered, already being covered by Rashaparan Prabhu and Revati Nandan Prabhu very nicely. So I think it's better for me to discuss some other points that I have noted yesterday while reading this. And one point I want to share with you all, that here when the father of Shukarna, he came and he saw Chaban Muni beside Shukarna. So immediately he thought this young man must be the husband of Shukarna. So from this point we can learn one very interesting and important thing in our practical life, that without inquiring or without knowing the details of any matter, we should not be judgmental. it can lead a detrimental relationship in our practical life. And like there is a saying like don't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes we can see something else externally, but internally there may be something others happening. uh, and to be honest, Hare Krishna. Thank you. And I beg pardon to all of you because my English is not so good, but hope it will go on and you will understand. Because as it is told in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Tadbhag Visharga Janataga Viplav Jashmin Prati Slokam Avadhavati Abhi Namani Anantascha Jashankitani Jat Shrannanti Gayanti Grinanti Sadhava. Srimad Bhagavatam or the Vedic scriptures, though it is not being written properly or not being spoken properly, but still those who are sadhava, mohanta, those who are devotees, they accept it, though there may be a little bit of a fault, maybe they are while speaking or writing. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned it in the introduction of the Srimad Bhagavatam, as we see. So I think you will be also so kind to me to accept any kind of mistake in that is being made by me. So here the first point I want to make, not being judgmental to others. Here the father of Shukarna, he may ask Shukarna, who is this young man beside you? But without asking her, he immediately thought he must be, she must take a paramour. So this kind of things is happening in our practical life, even in case of devotees also. Sometimes we think that this person is thinking something bad about me, or why this things is happening. So we just start to like do some speculation, mental speculation in our mind, and that leads a detrimental relationship in our practical life. And to be honest, in my practical life, I saw that most of the cases, like 99% cases, 99% problems that are being happened in our life due to the misunderstanding or misjudgmenting, being judgmental wrongly. So can you give some more example that's already happened, and we see जय राधा परिशिष्ट भगवान की, निताय शतशत की, जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. So can you give some example like this? We find in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, where among the devotees there was some sort of misjudgment, and that leads to very problematic issues. Can you give some example from Srimad Bhagavatam?
There was a cow stealing of a cow.
It's Nriga, Maharaj Nriga.
Yes.
Maharaj
he
Nriga.
has to be punished.
Yeah. Though it was not his fault actually,
Yeah.
but he was being punished, and he has to take a body of lizard. And any other example we find?
Ambrish Maharaj or Durvasa Muni.
Ambrish Maharaj and like Durvasa Muni. And I think there are many more, like Parikshit, Shomik Rishi Sringi. So first Parikshit Maharaj misunderstood the Shomik Rishi. He thought that he is just acting of doing the meditation. So though it was the arrangement of Lord to express the Srimad Bhagavatam for the humanity, but still we can get some lesson from this point. And the later the most wrong thing happened by the son of the Shomik Rishi, Sringi, without even considering or without even judging the things as properly. He started to saying like this, oh, this kind of like Kshatriya, these are like the dog in front of our door. So how they can be so powerful, how they can be so, how they can dare like this way, they are now trying to enter into our house. So like this way, and in this particular purport, Srila Prabhupada shared that actually from this point, Koli entered, and Koli started to demonstrate her power or his power, whatever. And from this point, the power of the Brahmanas become less and lesser. Anyway, we have heard one nice and interesting story from His Grace Radheshan Prabhu. He shared this point with us. Once a devotee, so he was a young devotee, so he took some puska. You may know the puska that's not available here in the Europe, but in Indian culture, in India also it's available, no? You know puska. There is something like yeah, and you put the
water balls.
Yeah, you put the like mesh of the potato mesh, and then take some like some other ingredients upon this. Yeah. So one
Spicy.
yeah, spicy type. So once a devotee, he took some puska and he made it at his home. So he took it with him, and for his lunch, so that he can take it when he get a break. So during his break, he was searching a proper place to have his meal. So he saw that there is a puska shop in front of the place where he was staying, and there is some empty spaces also. So he thought, yeah, that may be good, because they are selling puska and I can take one place and I can eat by my puska that I already made from my home. So he was taking this puska, thinking so. But the horrible things happened when another devotee, he saw him taking puska there, and he saw there is a puska shop. And you know, in materialistic culture, they use egg and some other non-vegetarian things to make it more spicy and tasty. So that devotee is thinking there is puska shop and this devotee is taking puska. So he is just breaking the regulative principle. And then he gave the complaint to his counselor. He is breaking the 4 regulative principle. He is eating non-vegetarian. And his counselor also became very angry. Oh, I know this guy is so nice devotee, but what he is doing? And later when he asked this devotee, why you have broken the regulative principle, then with a humble mode he explained the whole scenario. Prabhuji, this kind of things is happening actually. I have taken this puska from my home. It's not the puska from the shop, material shop. So like there are so many cases in our life, and in my practical life I have seen that most of the cases, most of the problems that we face in our practical life, even among the devotees, if we don't get angry and don't give a negative response immediately, rather if we try to find out the root causes, what are the root causes of this kind of problem, then we will see that 99% cases there is some misunderstanding or misjudgment between us, among us, that leads to something wrong. But without judging properly, if we react, that would be surely Vaishnava offense, and that will not help us in our progress of our devotional life. And whenever you will see that person, immediately these nasty things will come in your mind, and we can't chant properly, because this kind of things are coming in our mind and disturbing us. So it's better to discuss with an open heart to that particular person. Prabhuji, you are thinking like this, but actually the scenario is something else. So if we do a open-hearted discussion with the other person, then maybe the problem may be lesser in our practical life, and that problems can be solved. So from this point, I think that may be a good lesson in our practical life. And another points I want to make, like here Sukarna, she is serving her husband Chaban Muni with great nistha, with very sincereness, and with her full heart. So according to Vedic scripture, husband is a guru also. So while serving guru, if we serve our guru with full nistha, seriousness and sincereness, then we will get rewarded. Like we see the same scenario in case of Kardam Muni and Devavati also. Devavati was a beautiful lady, beautiful young lady, and she was the daughter of Manu, and her beauty was so nice. That is and it is described in the scripture that once maybe a Gandharva or someone who is flying over the sky and observing the beauty of Devahoti, he fall down from his plane. So her beauty was so nice to explain. So, but in the scripture, in the Bhagavatam, we see that due to the hard struggling, due to the sincere service toward the Kardam Muni, all of her beauty was lost, and while Kardam Muni, by his mystic power, he made a nice place to live in the sky, and Devotee was then feeling a little bit uneasy because her dress and her bodily structure was not good at all. So Kardam Muni, he understood the mind of the Devahoti, and he then instructed her to dive her into the lake. And you know the last scenario, she came. There was a lot of maid servants to serve her, and thus he was rewarded by her husband. So like this, also here we see Shukarna was serving with great heart to his guru, to his spiritual master, to her husband. So she was also got rewarded by Chaban Muni. Like this way, Chaban Muni, he transformed his old body into a younger one, and thus Chaban Muni was also happy, Shukarna was also happy. So from this point, we can get a good lesson in our practical life. Like if we serve our guru and our authority with sincere mood, then we will also get rewarded. In the first time, maybe it may be a little bit hard to serve with them, sleeping less. Sometimes we are not taking good prasadam for serving them, or maybe we are doing a little bit hard, struggling physically and mentally. But in the final way, or finally we will be rewarded. We will get Krishna Prem, we will get the blessing from them, and that thus the ultimate goal, which is Krishna Prem, will be given to us by their causeless mercy. And if we do the reverse thing, we also see the reverse incidents that was happened in the scripture. Can you give some example where the disciple or wife was neglecting the order of the husband, and that creates a deterioration in his or her life? Can you give some example from the scripture?
Indra and Shukracharya? No.
Kashyap and Diti, Indra and Brihspati. Another nice example I want to hear from you. Shruti and Shiva. So Shiva, and actually it was Daksha. He was actually was a critically minded. When he was inviting all the demigods, he requested them to come to his house on the way of the Himalaya, so that Shiva and his wife Shruti see them, and they feel jealous. Oh, why my father didn't invite us, didn't invite me. So that's Shruti was giving so many explanation and so many like points she was making to make her husband convinced that even though we are not invited by our father, but it's not a big deal because you can go. And Shiva also agreed. Yeah, we can go to our father's house or to a friend's house without any invitation. But the problem is we don't have a good relationship right now. And as Shiva, he was also Antarjami. He knew that something wrong will be happen. So he wanted to stop Shruti. But Shruti was so agitated and becoming angry. Srila Prabhupada described in this particular purport that she was doing some scratch with her finger in the mud. And Srila Prabhupada told that that is the criteria of the lady. When they got angry, they do such kind of nonsense things. And so we see that while neglecting Guru, it never brings something good or auspiciousness in our practical life. And thus the same things has happened, like when we see Prabhu shared Kashyap and Aditi, though it was not the proper and exact time to beget a children, but Aditi was forcing Kashyapa Muni, and though he was trying his best to make her convinced that it's not a proper time, it's not a proper it's not a proper attitude to do this kind of things like now, but she was forcing him too much. And later Kashyap Muni thought that maybe it's being done by the nature, by the allowance of the authority from the Supreme. So he agreed that, and later we all know how these Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, these two brothers are begetted actually. And now coming to the point 3, serving our seniors bring auspiciousness in our life, as Ashwini Kumar did with Chavan Muni, and you couldn't do any harm. I can make a nice point here also. Just like we see, cooperating can bring some good things in our life. Just like here, Ashwini Kumara and Chaban Muni, they did a cooperation among themselves. So Chaban Muni, he thought, oh, now I'm old, so if I do a good reciprocation with the Ashwini Kumaras, as they are the physician from the heavenly planet, so they are capable to give me a young body, and in that mean, in the reciprocation, I will give them this power or this chance to take the Shomarasha, though they are unable to get it. So by doing this kind of cooperation, we can always do something better. Like in our practical life also, among the devotees, someone we are best singer, we can sing very nicely. Someone we can distribute properly. So with someone can cook properly, cook nicely. So if we do a proper combination and cooperation, then it will bring something good in our life, and that will please our authority, Guru Krishna Srila Prabhupada. So the person, one may not be good at cooking, but he is a good singer, so he can share his singing power or singing quality in terms of book distribution when Harinam is going on, so that people get attracted by the tune of the Harinam, and also those who are distributing, they feel, yeah, something is going on so nicely, they feel enthusiasm. And the person who is expert in cooking, he may think, oh, I don't have a proper voice, or I'm not so expert in distributing the books, but I can cook nicely for the Sankirtan devotees, and that when they will return and they will see so nice prasadam, and they will get enthusiasm again to go next day. So like this way, in every cases, if we do if we bring a cooperative mentality, and if we do proper cooperation among ourselves, then ultimately the goal will be, no doubt, it will be best. Just like in a football match or in a cricket match, every single player is very important. If the person who is playing in front of the others goalpost, he think, most of the time we see they are the persons though scored much more goal than the other person. So if they thought that we are the most important persons in our team, that would be surely wrong, because those who are playing in the defense, those who are playing in the midfield, they are also crucial part in this particular aspect, because they make the situation so easy for them, so that they can score a goal very easily. So in our practical life, that's very important. As we are cultivating this devotional process, this bhakti yoga, we should not be arrogant or impudent for our own seva. Rather than, we should think that the other devotees, and due to the cooperation of all other devotees, we are being able to do my services so properly. So if we think, yeah, we may have also some quality, because without being qualified, we can't do the things as properly. Just if I don't have a proper voice, though I may try my best, but it wouldn't be nice to hear for all others. So this kind of quality should also be available in ourselves. But at the same time, there are so many other factors that leads to bring that leads us to do the services more properly and effectively. So if we think that, oh, I got a good voice, now it's my credit, then that will lead us in some negative way, and that will lead the destruction in our practical life, bhakti yoga. But if we think the alternative way, yeah, maybe I got a little bit of quality, but my quality will not be effective if the others devotees help me to create a proper environment ambience, so that I do my best services from my part. So if we think so, then we will be humble, and then this will help us, help our bhakti lata to grow more and more faster, ultimately getting the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. And uh, I have learned one more point from Radheshyam Prabhu. She told that we are not totally dependent, we are not totally independent, we are interdependent. We are being able to do some sort of things by ourselves, but in most of the cases we have to depend to make our things done to others. Just like if we give an example, even though we demand this body is ours, we belong to this body, but if we see most of the important parts of the body is being controlled by the nature, it's not being controlled by ourselves. Just like heart, liver, kidney, all of the most vital and crucial parts of our body, we don't have any control. If we think in the night, okay, my heart is pumping every minute, like 70 to 80 times, it's like pumping, okay, then let it take a little bit of rest, and now we do it stop in the night, and then that will be the last sleep in our life, and we will not be able to get up in the early morning. And all other important parts that are being totally controlled by nature, we don't have any control. So we are totally interdependent. So if we try to cooperate with the devotees, with even with our body also has some demands, our mind also has some demands. Like there are four kind of demands we need to fulfill to lead a nice life, like physical demand, physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual. So if we fulfill this kind of four demands simultaneously and parallelly, then it will be easier for us to lead a healthy life and prosperous life. We will be happy. Like according to WHO, they also gave a definition of the proper health. There must be spiritual things. So if we be able to do a proper balance within these four things, then our life will be more easier and we can lead a very healthy life. And the last point I want to make, and then I will hear from all of you, because I'm feeling a little bit nervous also, because it's the first time I'm trying to share some points here in this Radha Parisheshwar temple in front of the Lord Shatishwar, Radha Parisheshwar and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So it's not so easy for me. I need your blessing.
Yesterday, I listened to one lecture. They talked about the urges of the body.
Yeah.
And there was one story that happened with Srila Prabhupada.
Mm-hmm.
There was one person coming to the temple,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying, this Krishna consciousness is very nice, but I know that I am God. So he said that to the wrong person.
Okay.
And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, you are God. So if you are God, then you can have 56 offerings and eat everything, just like Lord Jagannath. So he ordered Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He said, you go and fetch a lot of prasadam, and you feed him 56 items, and let's see if he's gone. So the guest is like, yeah, he's coming regular to the temple. He said, I'm very happy, I can eat so much prasadam. So he's taking the prasadam. And then one moment his stomach and his belly is
No working
he
anymore.
cannot take it anymore.
Yeah.
So Prabhupada is saying, please, you go on, you eat more, and then the urges of the body starts to appear. So he said, no, I have to go to the toilet. So Prabhupada said, oh, you see, so Jagannath is maintaining millions of universe, and you cannot even eat your plate without going to the toilet. So then the devotee is going to the toilet, and Prabhupada is behind the door, and he's saying, now you tell me you are not God. And then the devotee, the future devotee is saying, yes, okay, I'm not God, I'm not God. And then Prabhupada said, now tell me that you are stuck in this material world. And Prabhupada is locking the door of the toilet so that he cannot come out of the toilet. He said, tell me you are stuck
Okay.
behind this door in the material world. And the guest is saying, yes, but I'm also stuck in the toilet. I'm stuck in the material world. Yes, I am not God. Like this.
So practical example.
And actually, he became a devotee.
Hari Bol.
He became I cannot give you the name. He's a big devotee.
Yeah.
But the urges of the body.
Yeah. And also the pure devotees know how to teach a particular person in which way. Maybe if Srila Prabhupada gave him just theoretical knowledge, he wouldn't be happy. And that's why Prabhupada gave him practical knowledge. And he was just forced to take Krishna as the supreme. And the last one point I want to make, we have a little bit of time yet. According to, and this point is regarding the Brahmaloka in the Bhagavad Gita 8.16. We find this slok, Brahma Bhavanan Loka Punaravartina Arjuna Mamapattatu Kuntaya Punarjanmana Vidyate. So here Lord Krishna told that if anyone even go to the Brahmaloka, he or she has to come back in this material world. But if anyone get the abode of Lord Krishna, then he or she is not supposed to come back. And in this in the purport of this particular verse, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Brahmaloka, there is also the chances to go back to Godhead from Brahmaloka. If anyone wants, of course, if they do bhakti there, then there are two kinds of pralay, Khanda pralay and Purna pralay. Khanda pralay, during the Khanda pralay, Brahmaloka remain stable. It's not being destroyed. But during the Purna Pralay, Brahmalok also being destroyed, and in that time, those persons remaining in the Brahmalok, if they did Bhakti Yoga, then they go to back to Godhead, and they are not supposed to come back again. But if they don't do so, then according to their desire, they have to move in this material planetary system. So from this point, we also see that no place except the Krishna Loka, no place is good for all, good for us. It's like according to our desire and according to our like Punna Karma or Shukriti, we can get a particular place. Just like if I have much more money, I can I can reserve a good hotel. But if the money is finished, then I have to get back. I have to go out from this hotel. So like this way, this is the temporary planetary system, and this is the place of Janma Mittu Jara Vedi Dukkha Doshana Darshanam. Of course, in the upper planetary system, there is a little bit of change of Janma Mittu Jara Vedi. Like in the fifth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, I found one interesting incident that I can't remember which place that is, but it's mentioned there. In a particular place, they have only they are begetting child only one time. Like in their whole life system, they got pregnant only once. So it's being mentioned that they can do much more sense gratification there, because when one is begetting children, then he or she is supposed to stop sexual intercourse. But in this particular place, it's maybe down places some. So they can, in their throughout life system, they just get pregnant for only once, and they can do unlimited sexual enjoyment there. So like according to our desire and according to our fires activities, we can get this kind of sensual enjoyment and opportunities. But until we go to back to Godhead, there is no chance of getting free from this material bondage. And that's the ultimate goal of each and every single devotees, and that should be the goal uh, of the general people also. So these are the four points that I wanted to make, and let's have a recap so that we can bring something in our memory, because our memory is so weak, especially in my case, my memory is so weak. I will forget this. So the point one I made, not being judgmental to others. Don't judge a book by its cover. Just like of the father of Shukurna, without being asked, Shukurna, who is this young boy beside you? He started to think, oh, he must be a paramour of Shukurna, and thus being judgmental, there is a little bit of relationship, and he told Shukurna how degraded you can be. You have spoiled all of the reputation of three dynasty. So this kind of things is in our practical life also. So if we do, we should not be. And there is a nice saying in the Bible also: don't judge others, rather being judged by others. We should not judge others, but we should be judged by others. Anyway, this can help us in our devotee life, in our ashram life also. If we think something bad, or if we see something bad, that may be bad externally, but internally there may be some other motive of that particular person, or there may be something other situation going on that we are not concerned. So better to have a discussion with this particular person and open our heart, so that we can get a solution. And even if we don't get solution in this particular way, then we can take shelter of our authority, so that it's be much more easier for us. And point two, I made serving the guru and serving the authorities with sincereness and seriousness. That's Shukarna did with Chabon Muni. He knew that Chabon Muni, he was a so irritable person. Even for a single thing, he became angry. But Shukarna got his mind, and she tried his best to pacify and to do the things according to his desire. And that is also the characteristics of a first-class disciple. He understands the desire and mentality of the spiritual master. And even though spiritual master don't ask him, he or she got the mind of the spiritual master. So they do according to the desire of the spiritual master. This is the proper characteristics of a first-class devotee or disciple. And if we do so, and regarding this, we also give some examples like Kaddam Muni, Debahuti, and also we give the reverse example also, Shati and Shiva, how Shati denied the instruction of Shiva, and that leads to destruction of her life, and she has to take born again to came to Shiva. And also we saw Indra and Brihaspati. Brihaspati told him that I am your guru. You should not be arrogant and impudent. You should respect me, and you should follow. You should always remember that the power you got, that is from the Vishnu. But he didn't follow Brihaspati, and there are many other incidents we also see. And thus he became arrogant. He leads a destructive life. Later we saw. And the third point we made, being cooperative with each other, whether it may be material life or whether it may be our spiritual life among the devotee. If we be cooperative, then we can bring the best. Just like we give the examples of doing Harinam, the person who is distributing nicely, he can distribute. Those who have a melodious voice, they can sing, and thus they can attract the person And most of the cases we see that most people, they don't feel interested to buy a book, but they start dancing, seeing the devotees singing melodiously. And the person who can cook, he can support the Sankirtan devotees in this way, giving them delicious foods and giving them strength by physically also. That's just an example, and it may be in our practical life in every circumstances, even in the family life. If we do live a grihastha life, if we cooperate with our wife or husband and with our children, that will lead our life more peaceful. But if we do the reverse things, the scenario will also be reversed. And number point 4 that I made today, according to Bhagavad Gita also, Brahmalok is also temporary, but from that Brahmalok, they can also go to back to Godhead if they practice bhakti. Even from Sargalok also, one can go to back to Godhead, but that's not so easy, because they are getting so much opportunity to gratify their senses, they forget Krishna. But in this material world, this place is designed in this particular way so that there is a proper balance of happiness and distress. So sometimes we get happiness and sometimes we forget Krishna, then Krishna give us distress. Oh no, I have to take surrender. And sometimes we are too much distressed, then we take surrender to Krishna. You are the only way to get freed from this distress. So this is the proper balance in this material world, especially the Bhuloka, Bharat Varsha. And that's why even the demigods are praying so that they can get a good birth here in this Bharatvarsha. So that's the points that I wanted to make. Maybe there may be some other comments or reaction or a question that you may have. So please, and also the correction if you want to make. Especially two Brahmins are there. To Brahman Pandits are there, it's not so easy to speak in front of the Brahmins because I'm a Shudra, having no quality at all.
Yeah.
At least you can make some correction or make some comment. Please.
So just to conclude, first point you shared that if you follow the authority, Guru or who is
Not being judgmental.
not being judgmental. Second, when you follow the authority, it
Yeah.
creates fruits. You will get the benefit.
Mm.
And third was
Cooperation.
cooperation. And fourth,
Fourth was
Yes.
go back home.
Yeah, back to Godhead.
Very question. How do you relate your fourth point to the subject matter?
Because today Srila Prabhupada in the Purport, he told that it appears that Brahmaloka, the abode of the Lord, is also transcendental, above the three modes of the material nature, apabritam. So Brahmalok is also freed from the three modes of the material nature, but still they can fall down, as Srila Prabhupada stated in this particular verse of the Bhagavad Gita. There is a chance for them to go upward and downward also, according to their desire.
Can you show the verse?
that's the verse.
8.16.
The verse. It's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the
That's-
purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that.
But I have read in Bhagavatam that those who stay in Brahmaloka, they will not fall down. Even the pralaya doesn't touch Brahmaloka. Those who
No.
went to Brahmaloka, they will go to spiritual world. I read it.
There are partial, like he said, there are partial devastation in the complete
Yeah.
devastation, but partial devastation is
Khanda
also
pralaya.
as the Brahmaloka, but during the complete devastation, it does.
That the complete.
The Brahma is also changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me,
So
I
then,
have this question.
yes. So then when the complete devastation happens, so that's at the death of Brahmaji.
Yeah.
So he will go to spiritual world. Those who are with him, they also go
He
to
will
spiritual
take
world.
back then.
Yes.
Take with him.
But there is a question regarding this also, because I found one book written by Harishwari Prabhu, and there he mentioned that in one lecture Prabhupada told that every one of us was Brahma.
Yes.
And that time devotees were getting like astonished. Srila Prabhupada, how it can be?
That is true.
And
That
Srila-
each of once a jiva fall, the first chance is he become Brahma.
So if he became Brahma, then he is going down to the lower spaces. That means it's possible to go degradation, to be degradation from the Brahmalok. So that my calculation is like this. That's why I told this. The chances are both there. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned here, if they do Bhakti Yoga, then they can go upward.
Yes. So our Brahma is a devotee.
Okay.
Our Brahma is a Bhakti yogi. He is a devotee. There are Karma yogi Brahmas also. There are Jnana yogi
Okay.
Brahmas also.
Interesting.
This
From
one.
Leela Mataji want to make a point.
And also in Brahmaloka, in one afternoon of Brahma, all the avatars are going through. So they
Yeah.
see all the avatars
Yeah,
going
that's
on
true.
the universe. So they have so many opportunities to go back home.
Yeah, that's true. Also, sometimes they do some mistakes. Okay, it's
But
9.
during that, I have a doubt, in Srimad Bhagavatam, sometimes we discuss that it happened, so that the Brahma was changed before the complete devastation. When this happened, he got attracted by his own daughter. This point I still don't understand, very much. Okay, there is partial devastation and complete devastation. What about when this incident happened to Brahma? How they changed and how it happened? I think it's in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he got attracted by his own daughter and he got
Yeah.
disgusted by himself and he had to give up his body.
Yeah, he had so much trouble.
Yeah,
Also with the
Prabhu,
nine
you want to
plagues
share
and-
something?
Yeah, so some authorities are saying that's a different Brahma.
Oh, that's different Brahma. Okay.
Some authorities say, some acharyas, they have a different viewpoint on this.
Mhm.
It's a lila.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a lila.
Leela.
So it's meant to show the force of attraction even on
Yeah.
pure devotees, so we get careful.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's
Yeah,
the will
yeah.
of the Lord, not
Will
the
of Lord,
mistake
yeah.
of Brahma.
And also another point, if I'm not mistaken, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentioned there that changing the body, we also see that while Brahma was trying to create different species, first of all he was creating Bhuta, Preta, and he was getting disturbed by this and he left his body.
First
So,
he created Shivji.
Huh?
First he created Shivji.
yeah,
and
like
Shivji,
also.
Gave birth to these.
Also, there is a description like he created Rakshasa,
Yes.
he created Rakshasa and Jaksha, and they are.
Shivji comes already when there is already some creatures.
And he created at night also such beautiful
Yeah.
beings.
So he creates the night, the
Mhm.
light.
And when he created Jaksha and Rakshasa, some told that eat him, and some are trying to do some sexual intercourse with him, and that's why they are named in different way. And in this particular section, Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe someone else, but our Acharya shared that actually changing the body here means changing the mentality.
Consciousness.
It's not the gross body; it's the subtle body. So like he got a particular mentality to create these species, then he saw, oh, it's disturbing. Then he gave up this mentality. So he gave up this body because we have two bodies.
He didn't change his body.
No, not the gross one, but the subtle one.
He changed his mind.
He changed his mind. Also, mind is a part of the body because we have two body, gross body and subtle body.
Yeah.
So when he gave up this mentality to not to create anymore like this or like this, then he left this body means he left this mentality, this subtle body. Actually, it's described there in this way. Maybe there may be some other description. I don't know. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अनंत कृष्ण भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रीमद् प्रभुपाद की जय,
Premamoya Narottama Prabhu ki jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय.
Just be very good.
Sorry.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna.